What's up, Ace of all ages? Dance Joker here, and today I'm bringing you the team builder for our Week 6 match of the GCL against the host of the GCL, Canadioryan, and the Calgary Castforms. So his team is on the side. He's got Hoopa Unbound, Celesteela, Blacephalon, Mega Venusaur, Terrakion, Sylveon, Cresselia, Virizion, Cloyster, Cryogonal, Excelgor, and Rhydon. He's got a pretty stacked team for the first, like 8 Pokemon, maybe. However, I did take a look at his teams throughout this entire season. He has always brought Mega Venusaur, and he has always brought Cresselia. Those are his two bulkiest Pokemon, and he's brought them. Celesteela, he's brought 3 times. And he's also got Psychium Z, which was one of my options, because I wanted, not only did I want a strong stab move for Mew, but I also wanted like sneaky stuff like Z Ally Switch or something like that. But let's get into the team that I have prepared. I also should mention I made 2 teams. This is the second one that I made, and this is the one I'm going to be bringing. First up is going to be Harley Jade, the Tyranitar, with Sandstream, and the moves Stealth Rock, Iron Head, Fire Punch, and Crunch. Next up is Ashley Adams, the Raikou, with Choice Specs, and the ability Pressure, with the moves Thunderbolt, Signal Beam, Shadow Ball, and Extra Sensory. Next up is going to be Annika Eve, the Goodra, with the Assault Vest, and the ability Sap Sipper, with Dragon Balls, Iron Tail, Power Whip, and Counter. Next up is Mokamora the Mew, holding a Colbur Berry, and the ability Synchronize with the moves Zen Headbutt, Defog, Leech Life, and Knockoff. Next up is Larkin Love, the Amoonguss, who is our new member of the Salem Simians. We traded Celebi to the Sleeping Snorlax to get Larkin Love here, with Black Sludge and the ability Regenerator, with the moves Giga Drain, Clear Smog, Toxic, and Synthesis. And last but not least is going to be Jenny Juice the Jellicent, with the Leftovers and the ability Cursed Body, with the moves Will-O-Wisp, Taunt, Recover, and Hex. Now, let's go over these Pokemon one by one. First one I'm going to go over is, who do I want to go over first? I guess I'll just do Jenny Juice because she's here. Jenny Juice is incredibly specially bulky this week. I decided instead of running a mixed wall set, I'd run a special wall set, because he's got some pretty powerhouse, special attackers. Like, he's got Hoopa can be special, Celesteela can be special, but also it can get Heavy Slam, which doesn't really do much to Jenny Juice. It also gets Seed Bomb, which is something I need to be careful of. He's got Blacephalon, which is threatening. He's got Cresselia, he's got Sylveon, he's got Cryogonal. And in terms of physical attackers, I have Will-O-Wisp to burn them. The only Pokemon I can't burn is Blacephalon, because of the fire type, and that's about it. I have Taunt as well, in case he brings in like Cresselia or Mega Venusaur, and he decides to stall me out. Wow, I can't say words well. And also Will-O-Wisp instead of Toxic, because one, it hits some of the Pokemon that Toxic wouldn't hit, and Larkin Love has Toxic. And I decided to bring Larkin Love, or I decided to trade Amoonguss for Celebi, because Amoonguss was my original plan during the draft. I went against it and I chose Celebi. Not really a good idea, because this thing is just really bulky. It can take hits, and it can survive a lot. The only problem is its speed. And one of the things I noticed when I was looking at his team is that he's got Hoopa Unbound and Cresselia that can get Trick Room. If he does, I can use this to my advantage going into one of my slow tank mons. And if that is the case, then I can Toxic, or I can Synthesis, or I can switch out with Amoonguss, get Regenerator health back. I also have Clear Smog in case he starts setting up Calm Minds with Cresselia, because I know that's a possibility. And Giga Drain just to get health back. It also hits Rhydon really hard. And also, Hex is just... I debated putting Nightshade on this thing, but I went with Hex because the ones I want to hit, Hex is going to do more damage if it's burned. But next up is going to be Mocha Mora the Mew. This spread, you'll notice, is really weird. I made it so it can outspeed Hoopa Unbound. And the Colbur Berry weakens the power of a super effective Dark type move. So if he goes for a Hyperspace Fury, even if he is banded, I can survive. And then next turn I outspeed and I can Leech Life, and that'll kill him and restore some of my health. And I gave it Defog because once again it was one of those things where like, oh, do I run Defog or do I run something else? Because I wanted to run Roost on this thing. But I thought, no, it's going to be more important. Because he has Cloyster and Excelgor who can set up spikes. Excelgor gets Toxic Spikes as well. And then Terrakion gets Rocks. So he doesn't have... And Rhydon too. But he doesn't have them much. So I'm guaranteeing he's going to bring one and he's going to try to set it up as soon as he can. I also have Knockoff just in case like he has... like lefties on Cresselia, I know it's a common thing. Or if he has something else that's bulky, then I can knock it off, and Zen Headbutt is for stab. Also, if I use Defog on one of his Pokemon that are weak to Psychic, like Mega Venusaur and Terrakion or Virizion, I can actually land Zen Headbutt easily. Because Zen Headbutt has a 90% chance to hit, and Defog lowers the opponent's evasion. So, next up is going to be Annika Eve, the Goodra. This set is kind of weird. I'm not going to lie, it's really weird. What it's meant to do is supposed to take some physical hits, like maybe one, maybe two. I don't remember off the top of my head what it was. It can take a Celesteela Heavy Slam, and then counter. And then I have Dragon Pulse just because it's stab and it can do a lot of damage. I have Iron Tail to hit Sylveon. It also hits Cryogonal and it hits Rhydon for super effective damage. But Power Whip also hits Rhydon. It also hits Cloyster and Terrakion. And yeah, that's basically the entire thing. And Ashley Adams here is just a Specs user. She has Thunderbolt for stab. It also hits Celesteela, and it hits Cloyster. And that's it? I thought there were more. Huh. Anyway, we have Signal Beam, which hits Hoopa Unbound. It also hits Cresselia. But Shadow Ball also hits Cresselia. And Shadow Ball also hits the Blacephalon. Extra Sensory is for his two fighting types. The Terrakion and the Virizion. It can also hit Venusaur for super effective damage. I also made it so... I did it again. So I checked speed. And the fastest Pokemon he has is the Swords of Justice. Well, he has Excelgor with 145 speed. But there's no way I'm going to outspeed it. Unless I'm Scarfed. So rather than Scarf myself, I went with Specs to do more damage. Because there's no way I'm going to be outspeeding Excelgor. So, Terrakion and Virizion both have 108 speed. Which is why I put these specific speed EVs. And essentially what it does is this thing can scout if something's Scarfed. If like Blacephalon outspeeds me, I know it's Scarfed. If Terrakion outspeeds me, I know it's Scarfed. It also, I also gave it some defense EVs just so it can live like a move from Terrakion in case it is Scarfed. And last but not least is Harley Jade. I just gave her Stealth Rocks and I also gave her coverage moves. Stealth Rock is just... it actually hits some of his team really hard, but it's mostly like the lower tier listings. Like it hits Excelgor, Cryogonal, Cloyster, and Blacephalon. Blacephalon is a threat, so I need to neutralize that as much as possible. It's also residual damage and pressure for switching out. Ironhead hits the Sylveon. It hits Cryogonal. And it hits... what was the other one it hits? Terrakion? I'm not keeping a say on Terrakion. Fire Punch hits Excelgor and Cryogonal. It also hits Celesteela, and it hits Virizion. Again, I may not keep this in on Virizion, but it's just good coverage. And Crunch is Stab. My only stab move, because I decided not to run Rock type move this week, because once again, I don't see him bringing some of his lower tier mons. And Crunch just hits Blacephalon and Cresselia. And I even made a prediction for his team. I definitely know, looking at his team builders, I definitely expect Mega Venusaur to come. I'm 98% sure it's coming because he has brought that every week. And one thing he does when he's team building is he looks at what Pokemon we've used before. I've brought Ninetales and I brought Jellicent every week before this. So Venusaur can counter both of those. So he's definitely going to bring it. I believe he's going to bring Cresselia as well because he's also brought that every week. Pretty sure I said that before. I have a feeling he's going to bring Hoopa and probably Celesteela. And I'm thinking the last two are probably Terrakion and Sylveon probably. Just if I had to guess. I don't see Virizion coming and I don't see Excelgor coming. So if he brings either of those, which he has not brought in the entire season, I will be shocked. But anyway, that's going to be it for this team builder. Hope you enjoyed. And don't forget to hit that thumbs up like button down below. And as always, I'll catch you later.